Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to continue with the NCT spouses. I am almost done with them. We're like in the second to last video. Well, I say that, but NCT keeps adding members, so I don't know how to feel about that. Anyway, in this video we're going to start with the people from my year, and in this one we're going to have 4 different people, as you will have seen already. And I will have the timestamps down in the description below in case you want to jump to different people within this reading. And if not, let's just start off with Renjun. So let's see. Is Renjun currently thinking about marriage? We have the Six of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Four of Cups reverse, and the Eight of Wands reverse. So we have 2 upright into reverse, so that makes me think that he's kind of like in the middle ground. But the reason why I'm not taking an extra card to figure out if it's a yes or a no is because of that first card, the Six of Swords. The first thing that I got when that card came out was the whole idea of he doesn't want to think of anything that stresses him out, and he doesn't want to think of anything that bothers him. And the fact that that card came up and that message came up when I was asking if he was thinking about marriage made me think that he may have thought about it, and it feels so troublesome to him that he decided to just put it on the back of his mind. Therefore, I think that the answer here is he has thought about it, but he may not be too enthusiastic about it at the moment. But why is that? Let's look at the rest of the cards and we will know why. So, funnily enough, the Four of Wands talks about celebrations, weddings, or the home, right? It's something that brings stability. And seeing this right here, it makes me think, especially since we're talking about marriage, makes me think that he has thought about it. He probably already has a plan or a vision of how he wants his marriage life to be like. So maybe he has thought about getting married, and maybe he does look forward to it since this card is upright. He probably does have a positive outlook into it. However, he wants something super stable, and I think this is where it kind of falls apart, because the next 2 cards give me an idea that he wants to take things slow. He doesn't want to rush into marriage. He's not in any hurry to be in one as well, and I do feel that since he has a very positive outlook into marriage, he wants to make sure that it is a treasured and stable process. So I do feel that he's trying to make sure to not like rush into it in a very reckless way, and he doesn't want to stress about it either, so no pressure. Now, the Four of Cups reverse. So the Four of Cups upright talks about someone that's bored, someone that is distracted, or someone that is not seeing something. So with it being reversed, I do feel that he's fully aware of this. He seems like it seems like he is thinking about marriage, but he doesn't want to stress over it. So I don't think he sees it in a negative light, and I don't think he is pressuring himself to like get married and stuff like that. And I think the main reason why it's that is because he does see it as something sacred, or he does see it as something very important in his life. He may see it like some sort of milestone, and therefore he doesn't want to do a bad job about it. He doesn't want to do a bad job, or he doesn't want to make a mistake somehow. So I do feel that he does pay attention to this idea. He has thought about it, and he's just trying to make sure that he's taking a lot of things into consideration, and that he's in the most stable position possible within his mind, his career, his material possessions. It seems like he just wants to be in a very good place. He wants to create a strong foundation for himself as an individual before he starts off to branch out into another person that he will bring into his life. Now, the Eight of Wands reverse. So the Eight of Wands upright talks about someone that is concentrating all of the energy into one thing. It's someone that is going very quickly, someone that is getting things done. And usually the Eight of Wands is seen as a very positive card. However, with it being reversed, it's just this whole idea of like he doesn't want to rush into things. He may feel like he's very busy at the moment, and therefore his energy is like very scattered and it's not focused in one thing. And I do feel that the one thing that he's not focusing on so far is in his love life, or in his love life. It seems like he's focusing it more on his career, and even then he has like a lot of things in his mind, and he's doing a bunch of things at once. So he's so busy and so focused on other areas of his life that I don't think he's thinking too much about. He is thinking about marriage, but I don't think he can prioritize it or focus too much on it the way that he wishes he could, or the way that he desires. Therefore, again, that's why he's not really, he kind of puts it on the back of his mind. So now let's go on to the second question to figure out what type of spouse does Renjun want versus the one that he needs. So the first card will be the type that he wants. And the second one will be what type he needs. So the type of spouse that Renjun will want is a snake. So here we have someone, he wants someone that can have moments of rebirth, someone that can definitely like shed old skin, get rid of negativity and the old very quickly. It seems like someone that is constantly growing, someone that is always trying to improve themselves. It seems like he's aiming for someone that's also very stable and grounded, because the snake is an earth element. Also, there's this sense of like he wants someone that may seem a bit cold or a bit distant. However, this person will be very protective of the people or the things that they care about in life. So this snake card makes me think that he wants someone that may seem even in like invincible to the outside world. There's a sense of like, if anyone brings negativity, or if anyone causes a problem, or if this person is ever in a conflict, they're able to protect themselves from all of that negativity. They're able to figure out solutions and stay pure from toxicity as well. There's this sense of like he wants someone that can fend off for themselves, and also someone that in a way can even be a bit territorial as well. Like, this is my space, these are my things. So they protect those things that they really treasure. That's what he wants. And what he needs is not that far off. It's just like there's just additional things that he actually needs aside from what he wants. So the buffalo is also an earth element, meaning that he's in like the right, he's looking in the right direction, let me put it that way. And the buffalo to me talks about someone that is very caring, very loving, because of the people that I connect this with. And this is so old. This is like years later. So back when I was doing individual readings, when I had like really like working on my channel, the people that got the buffalo card, I don't know if it was the individual readings or if it was in the boyfriend girlfriend readings, but the ones that got it were Surgi and DK. And I put both of them in a place of people that are very loving and caring, not in a nurturing way necessarily, but in a way that you feel good, you feel stable. Like, they just have that vibe, that energy. So that tells me that Renjun needs someone that can provide this professional side to them, but also this very caring and kind and very lighthearted. He needs someone that does that, like what he wants, that cannot be bothered by the negativity that other people bring into their life. It's like this sense of like the world can fall apart and this person will still be okay. This person will be standing up strong. Like, that's how stable this person will be. So he needs someone that can definitely handle being in a super chaotic environment if it ever happens. Not because they put themselves in that position, as much as someone that if they ever encounter that, they don't get flustered by it and they don't get put down, but they're able to not lose themselves behind all of the chaos, if that makes sense. So he is not far off for, like, what he wants is not super far off for what he needs. If anything, the other additional thing will be someone that is very intuitively connected, someone that has very good instincts, or someone that is able to listen to their intuition in a very clear way, someone that does trust their gut feeling. So when they know there's something bad about to happen, they do listen to that side of themselves and they do something about it, rather than be like, yeah, I had a feeling things were gonna go downhill. There's this sense of like, he needs someone that is intuitive and extremely grounded. Also, with a buffalo, it makes me think of traveling in packs, which was the first thing that came up, but I kind of almost forgot about it. So he also needs someone that Because the snake one makes me think of someone that's a bit more individualistic, like they just focus on themselves, so they can be a bit self-centered. Not in a bad way, but more in like, I prioritize myself, which is also not bad. However, I do feel that what he needs is someone that can go beyond that and actually take care of the people around them and works in packs or works in groups or takes care of the people around them in a very, in a very nurturing way as well. It's like someone that knows how to work in a team, someone that knows how to work in a group, and someone that takes care of that group. That's what he needs. But now let's see what type of spouse Renjun will end up getting. The first card that we have is the Nine of Cups. The Sun. Oh, that's beautiful. And the King of Swords. Those cards are awesome. Seems like this person is in a very good place already. Whoever he's gonna end up with. So the Nine of Cups. It's a wish come true. It's someone that is emotionally satisfied. Someone that... This person could be someone... Like, he could end up with someone that loves eating. So they might even be very good at cooking, or they're very good at finding like the right ingredients to cook with, or they're very good at finding like the right places to eat at. Like this person just knows where to have a good time as well. But I do feel that one of the things that they enjoy the most is eating food. There's two colors that stand out to me, which is the blue and the yellow. The blue is about the throat chakra, so that makes me think that this person has very good communication and is not afraid of speaking up, so that if they don't like something, they just say it. They're very honest and truthful, so this person will not hold back if they don't like something, and they will also be so honest that I do feel that it will be very helpful to have a healthy relationship with. And then with the yellow, it makes me think of the solar plexus, which talks about someone that is confident, someone that is optimistic. I got energetic, but that's not usually the word that I think about. I'm also getting inner child healing, but that's because of the sun, not necessarily the solar plexus. Oh, creativity, there you go, and that's the other word, creativity. So this makes me think that this person will be someone that they have very clear what their goals are and what they desire in life, and they achieve it because they work very hard towards it. Oh, and also with good communication, we have the King of Swords, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So this person is someone that is very lighthearted as well because of the sun. And this tells me that this person also, like, they accomplish a lot in life because they have hope and faith, and they work towards those things. They are also the type of person that knows how to receive very well and how to attract things into their life, meaning that they're very good at manifesting things in their life, which could also be the reason why they're able to accomplish their goals. I want to say very easily, and I think it's very easily because this person doesn't put pressure on those things to enter their life, or they don't put themselves in a lot of pressure to achieve these things in life. It's like, it seems like this person will be the type that just goes with the flow so easily that when it enters their life, they're very grateful and they really appreciate it and they really treasure those things. However, they don't put themselves in obstacles by being like, oh, do I really deserve it? Or, oh, it has to be done this way or else I don't want it. This person is not... I got the word greedy, and also this person is not super rigid with their way of doing things and their way of achieving them either. Now the sun. This person is very optimistic, very happy, very lighthearted. They have a very healthy inner child, which means that this person knows how to indulge in the beautiful things in life, but also there's this sense of like this person has stayed very loyal to what they want and what they have wanted since they were a young kid. This person has worked very hard in staying positive throughout their whole life. Like, they have made the decision to be happy. Like, this person is consciously working to stay happy. And with the sun, it also shows that this person has been surrounded with a lot of beautiful things in life. But again, I do feel it's because they choose to stay positive and they chose to look at the beautiful side of life. I think this person makes a conscious effort not in a way where they're ignoring issues and ignoring trouble, but more along the lines of like they don't hold onto the resentment, they don't hold onto anger. It's like, of course they can feel those things because they're human, but they make the choice to, like, if someone is trying to annoy them or trigger them or something, this person is so intuitive that they are able to see that someone's projecting or that someone wants to hurt them, but they make the choice to not interact with that type of energy, if that makes sense. Lastly, we have the King of Swords. Yeah, if this person ever gets mad or someone says anything that really does trigger them, they shut it down very quickly and very easily. And I'm saying this because the King of Swords, when they're in a very healthy energy, by the way, with the Sun we have Leo energy, and with the King of Swords we have Libra energy. So this person is the type that if someone says anything that could be mean or disrespectful to them or to someone around them, this person is very good at using their words in either a very eloquent way or with very few words. They're able to shut down the problem very easily. So if someone wants to argue, they just have the right words to kind of, in a very respectful way or in a very clear way, say, don't fight with me, or this is where it ends, right? Like, they're very good. I'm getting the word checkmate. So there's this sense of like they just say the right words or they just do the right thing to just stop people on their tracks. So if someone ever causes trouble, this person is very good at, like, speaking up or taking a stand and be like, this is it. We're not going to take this argument further than this. Also, this person has very good judgment, so they know when is the right timing to do something or say something, or they're very good at dealing with situations and people. Again, this person has such a cold mind sometimes that they're able to, how should I put it? On the surface, I think people may see them as like a little puppy, or people will see this person as super energetic, maybe a bit aloof, someone that can be easily bullied or something like an easy target. However, with this King of Swords, it's like, but deep underneath, it's like, the moment they open their mouth or the moment they speak, they articulate things in such a way that either people are, the people that are aware, not aware, but the people that do not want to take advantage of them will easily notice, oh, this person is someone you don't want to mess with. But then the people that can't identify that will eventually get not an earful, because I don't think this person needs to say too much for people to just feel like, ooh, I messed with the wrong person, right? Now let's go on to the fourth question, the third question, my bad, which is, what type of spouse will Renjun be like? A bunch of cards came out, and I kind of want to see all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oof. Okay, let's see if I can put them all on the table. So we have the 10 of Pentacles reverse. We have the Star. We have the 4 of Wands, again, reverse. We have, well, here is the Priest or the High Priestess, upright. So, let me see. Actually, I think I can try to fit them. And we have the Hermit reverse with the 5 of Pentacles. I'm getting a roller coaster right here. So the 10 of Pentacles reverse tells me that Renjun is not here quite yet, but his goal forever, even if he gets married, even if he's already here, he will always be aiming to work hard to create a stable foundation for him, whoever he gets married with, and their family. Because I do feel he will want to have a family with this person, right? So what I'm getting at is that he will probably want to have children. Now, with the 5 of Pentacles reverse, usually upright, this card talks about having a legacy. It talks about being able to provide for yourself and for others. Here, it seems like he's depicting a wedding. And with it being reversed, I don't think that he doesn't want those things as much as he's just not there yet. Right now, he definitely is not, because we talked earlier that he seems like he doesn't want to rush into things, so he's probably still trying to create that foundation that he desires. However, even when he gets married, I do feel that he will never feel like he has enough, Not because he actually doesn't, but as much as he just wants to continuously work towards getting more stable home, maybe better income, maybe something more substantial. I'm not too sure what it is that he's aiming, or like what he visualizes as his ideal home and family, but it seems like he will put a lot of time and effort into creating the ideal marriage or the ideal family. So he will continuously work hard even after he's married. Like, I don't think, how should I put it? I don't know. I have a feeling that maybe some people, when they get married, they go like, oh, that's it, I can relax now. But I do feel that with him, he's going to be like, I need to continue working towards becoming better and creating a better life. And with the star, I do feel that he will achieve those things. I just don't know how aware he will be that he's achieving them. I don't know. Maybe he's someone that is very hard on himself, so he just kind of wants to continuously work towards something good and something better, and he's not easily satisfied, or he just doesn't notice because he's working so hard that he doesn't take the time off to look at his surroundings and appreciate what he has already accomplished. But yeah, the star does talk about like a dream come true. It does talk about having faith, having hope, and trusting in destiny, trusting in fate. And in this case, I do feel that what he needs to work on is trust in himself. Now, with the Four of Wands reversed, again, it kind of shows that even when he's married, will. I don't think he will ever feel ready for marriage, even if he looks forward to it. I think the whole idea, he's so hard on himself, and he has very big aspirations or very big dreams, that I do feel that he never feels it's enough. Either what he does or where he's at, it's never enough. There's always more that he can do. So I do feel that this Four of Wands reverse kind of shows that even after he gets married, he will be the type of husband that will continuously work for more. Like, he will. This could be something related to just him as a person, that he just finds it very difficult to feel stable. Maybe he finds it, even if he has all the material possessions and a very stable home and income, maybe he still feels like it's like, maybe he's always preparing for the worst case scenario, and that's why he never feels like he's safe, or he never feels like he's in a stable place. And that could be the reason why he's always working towards that. I think this is very personal to him, though, because we have cards that are positive, that are reversed, and then we have this Major Arcana that weight a bit more than the rest, like the Star, the Hermit, and the Priest here. Which, let's talk about the Priest. The Priest talks about someone that's very intuitive. He has a lot of potential that he's not aware of, that he finds it maybe a bit difficult to like get in touch with, because the Priest is connected to the moon, and it's all of that it's unknown to us. It's our subconscious, the things that we're not aware of. And the Priest talks about our untapped potential. So I do feel that this kind of shows that as a spouse, he will be very good at being in tune with his emotions. He will be very understanding of whoever he's with, and he's going to be very intuitive. So he will probably establish a telepathic communication or connection with whoever he ends up with. Like, with just one look of the eyes, he already knows what his spouse wants or is thinking. Like, I do feel that they're gonna have like this unspoken rules and this unspoken language of sorts, that it just flows very naturally to both of them. Also with him, I do feel that he has a lot of potential of doing a lot of great things in life, and I think that he's just not aware of his power as an individual. So he will be the type of spouse that, even again, this has come up constantly with him. Even after he's married, he will continue improving and growing as a person, and in all the areas and fields of his life. He will always show like a better version of himself. He will be improving. If anything, I do feel that when he gets married, he will like unlock a new chapter in his life naturally, but also like this new version of himself. Like, he's gonna get like a power up. I don't know what kind of power up, but he will. Now, the other two cards that we have here, the Hermit reverse shows that he's someone that, and this is the message that I just got. He either doesn't really like to be alone, or because the Hermit talks about someone that goes into self-isolation in order to find enlightenment and getting to know themselves better. But with him, I do feel he will do that. Like, he will continue working on becoming better, and he will do his shadow work. But I think instead of like neglecting his partner to go through this growing process, I think he will encourage his partner to join him in this growth, either having discussions or just spending time together, even if it's in silence, but spending it together. And during those times, he'll be like going through self-reflection. He will be thinking and analyzing how he can improve and grow. He will think of his mistakes or the things that didn't really work for him and try to figure out how to change those and how to learn from those things, from those experiences, so like that he can grow into this new person. I do feel that he will want to encourage whoever he's with to join him in this journey, or to grow with him. Like, one of the things that I got is like, if he wants to work on his health, he will encourage whoever he's with to join him in that diet process. Or if he wants to start exercising, he will want to do that with whoever he's with. I do feel that even like the whole family will join. So like, if he has kids and everything with this person and all of that, then it will be like, oh, let's all change our diet. Let's all start exercising. Let's all go out for a walk or something like that. Let's change our routine. I think he will make it like a family thing. Lastly, the Five of Pentacles shows that what we talked about earlier, this whole idea of like, the Five of Pentacles is about feeling like there's a lack of something. And it also talks about someone that may have felt like they've been abandoned by spirit, or like they've been left out to fend for themselves. So I do feel that this is the natural state that Renjun is in. And this is the reason why he's always working hard to create something stable. Because he constantly feels like he's on his own, or he constantly feels like he has to fend for himself and figure things out on his own. And he always feels like he doesn't have enough of what's necessary to feel stable and safe. But again, I do feel that this is his own issue. Like, this is his own baggage. This is the constant battle that he is fighting with himself. Like, even if he worked hard to create a stable place for himself, he always feels like it's not enough. So this card just kind of shows that that he will continue to feel that, especially when he's going through a change. When he's going through some change or transformation, he will always feel like he's not prepared for it. So he overcompensates by working even harder to feel safe and stable. And when he gets married, again, he will just continuously work for something better. He's always aiming for more, aiming for a better home, a better place, a better situation, a better mentality. Like, he's always aiming for something better. Now let's go on to the fourth question, which is, what kind of married life will Renjun and his spouse have? The first card that we have is Pluto. And the other card that we have is third quarter moon with adjustments are required. When Renjun gets married, he's going to become a different person. I don't think it's going to be a change that will make him unrecognizable, as much as people will notice that he changed. Very big transformation, because Pluto talks about drastic changes. It talks about transformations, like this death and rebirth type of moment. Pluto can put people in very challenging and difficult situations, and I do feel that for Renjun, he's gonna go through this change that many people are going to say, yeah, he is improving, he's becoming better. Especially because we tell the type of spouse that he is. He will challenge himself, or he will work harder to create the stability that he has always yearned for. But he will want it even more when he gets, after he gets married, because now there's somebody else that depends on him. Also, with his third quarter moon, adjustments are required. It kind of tells me that he will be always trying to fix problems. He will always try to figure out ways to overcome his shortcomings, or try to recognize his weaknesses to improve on those things. There's a sense of like if there's any baggage or any negativity that he carries, he would want to get rid of that and do some sort of detox or cleansing. And I do feel that when he gets married, he will find someone that will also help him with figuring out his potential. So remember with the priest card, we talked about untapped potential, like things that he cannot see, things that he's not aware of, things like there could be skills that he has or ways of doing things that he doesn't recognize or not because they're so natural to him that I think he recognizes that those are his strengths. So I do feel that when he gets married, he will find someone that either will mirror to him the potential that he has, or he will marry someone that will encourage him to continue improving or will help him realize that he has a lot more strength within him than he had initially noticed. There's this sense of like this person will help him be more ambitious, or like when he gets married he will feel invincible somehow in such a way that he will have the courage to take the risk of being a step closer to achieving his dreams and his goals. Also with the blue and the purple, it makes me think that he will be a bit more intuitive, meaning that he will listen to that gut feeling, he will listen to his instincts a bit more. So rather than going against them or putting resistance by either fear, because of fear or doubt, he will actually pay attention to that like quiet voice in the back of his mind and take its advice of trying to take the advice that will lead him to reach his untapped potential. Now let's go on to the last question, which is, how will the public react to the news of Renjun getting married? So the first card is the Two of Wands. The card that was kind of sticking out is the Five of Wands. And the two cards that we have is the King of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Reverse. So I'm getting like a little bit of a story here. With the Two of Wands, I do feel that a lot of people are going to start speculating or going to start thinking about the future. When this news comes out, people are going to be like, oh, what type of person do you think he will be? What type of husband do you think he'll be? Or what type of married life will he end up having? So I do feel that a lot of people are going to start speculating or going to start imagining how his future is going to look like, because the Two of Wands talks about someone that is thinking about the future and they're starting to like visualize what type of future they want. Like they're not moving and taking action, but they're definitely thinking of what they're going to do to achieve the future that they're aiming for or that they desire. So to answer our question here, I do feel that people's initial reaction is to start thinking of the most possible future Renjun will have when he gets married. Like people are going to be like trying to figure out what type of person he's getting married to, and then what type of life he will end up having with this person, or how this will affect his career and his life. I think people are going to start like thinking, making theories and stuff and predictions, stuff along those lines. And because of that, it will create fights, because the Five of Wands talks about competition. It talks about fights, disagreements, arguments. So this one right here makes me think that because of the type of predictions that people are making or the theories that people will have when this news comes out, is when people are going to start fighting each other, because some people are going to have a positive view, other people are going to have a negative view, of course, right? Everyone's different. And also, want it or not, when people make this type of predictions, in this case, as a tarot reader, myself included, we all have our own biases and our own baggage. So I do feel that definitely influence the point of view or the perspective that we bring into something like this. So if someone doesn't have a good outlook into marriage, they will think this is the worst decision he has made. And if someone has a positive outlook into it, their predictions will also be positive and will probably be like, this is the best decision he's made and this is something that will benefit him. So I do feel that this Five of Wands just kind of shows that different people's perspectives and points of view are going to clash. So those will be arguments there. However, this will not really affect him, because the King of Pentacles talks about this Capricorn energy, and it talks about someone that's very stable, someone that's very grounded, someone that's doing very well in their career, in their finances, in their life in general. So this just kind of shows that when this news comes out, Renjun will probably be in a very stable position in his career. He's probably going to be doing very well off just in general, and that's why this news will not be taken in a negative outlook, at least from him or who he's getting married to, as much as it will just be fans fighting each other, because that's just what fans do. Now, the Two of Swords being reversed kind of just tells me that people are not going to have arguments of if he did the right choice or the wrong choice, or people are not going to have arguments of if this is good news or bad news. Again, I do feel that if there's any fights or disagreements, it will stay within fans. I don't think it will really affect him, or I don't think it will damage his reputation in any way, shape, or form. Like, I don't think the disagreements that people have will reach the point where it will affect the sales, will affect his career, or will affect his reputation in such a way that, oof, those are rough words. Like, you know how it goes for some idols that after they get married, even if they were very big, the moment this news comes out, like the fans almost like turn their back on them. With Renjun, that's not gonna happen. It, like, even if fans have disagreements, it's not going to reach to the point that they're going to like drop him. If that makes sense. So this Two of Swords is reverse, kind of tells me that there's no option. There's no, like, is a no-brainer of sorts. Like, people are not going to think of just leaving him because he got married, as much as they're just going to argue with each other on how his married life will be like, and that's it. I'm gonna point this out too. One of the reasons why people may have arguments is because this Pluto card, when it talks about change and transformation, and it's so drastic, it can come off like these changes can be started off in a very negative or in a very conflicting environment. So, like, for example, Pluto can be so drastic that you can have a whole like transformation after an accident, or it can happen after like a life or death situation. Like, Pluto is a very, like, when it destroys something, it destroys it from like the root. So it can put people in a very challenging situation. It can seem very dire, very difficult. And because of that, I do feel that that could influence some people's ideas of his marriage, because maybe when he gets married or when the news comes out, it can have started in a very challenging place or a very challenging time that will cause people to think that the marriage is doomed, which I don't think so, because I do feel that if it happened that way, it was just meant to be like part of their learning experience as a couple, as a married couple, right? Or as a couple that's going to get married, since this is the news of him being married, right? So I do feel that's why some people could think, oh, they're not going to last because it started in a very rough patch or something along those lines, which could create arguments within fans. But again, nothing to the point that will affect his career or his reputation. So yeah, I hope you guys like Renjun's reading. It seems to be very positive and also very clear. Like, I do feel that whoever he's going to end up is going to be so positive that any negativity that surrounds the relationship will not affect this person. And I think that will give Renjun the encouragement to push forward and continue working on himself and improving himself as a person. And I do feel that something like this could be also, like, maybe he subconsciously knows that it's going to be challenging to enter into his married life, and that could be the reason why he's not like rushing into it. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go on to the next person. So let's figure out so the first question is if Jeno is thinking about marriage. So we have the Four of Pentacles upright and the Tower upright. Wait. Okay. And we have the Page of Wands reverse. So is he thinking about marriage? Yes, but I don't think he has a very positive outlook into it. Now, the Four of Pentacles upright usually talks about someone that is holding very tightly onto something. And since it's pentacles, it could be material possessions, money, or his career. So even though he's thinking about marriage, he's prioritizing his career, and he doesn't want to see that crash and burn because of the Tower card. There's this sense of like he wants to, like, okay, I don't think he is thinking about marriage, but I don't think he necessarily wants it. Or if he wants it, he hasn't really figured out how he can integrate that into his life with it not affecting his career. The Four of Pentacles also talks about someone that can't move anywhere because of how closely they're keeping this to themselves. So, this being his career or his money. Like, there's this sense of like he's holding so tightly into his career and his finances, his money, his work, in such a way that he's not really moving on with life because of the fear of disrupting the flow that he has with his career. So maybe there's things that he wants to do on his own that he hasn't taken the risk of doing or of completing or even trying because he doesn't want his career to suffer. Now the Tower card. So the Tower card is Mars energy, and Mars is a warrior. Mars is a very driven energy. It is okay. I think he doesn't want to get married out of the blue or out of nowhere because a tower shows how this lightning strikes the top of a tower, and that's supposed to symbolize like an epiphany or something that happens out of nowhere. So like the spark that triggers this change or this transformation. And the tower is supposed to also talk about the destruction of anything that doesn't work. It's like if you have a flimsy foundation, the tower card will represent how the foundation falls apart. And the only reason it falls apart is because it was not sturdy enough to handle the pressure of change. So I do feel that for Jeno, he has thought about marriage, but I think he's not in a place where he feels comfortable with getting married. Because I do feel that he hasn't created a strong enough foundation within his career that he will feel comfortable with living on its own, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying that he will leave his job or anything, as much as I feel like he knows or he has this inkling that he's not in a stable enough position where if he were to take this step of marriage, it will not affect his career. If anything, I do feel that he has this outlook that he has to put a lot of time and effort for something like this to work in his life. Now, if anything, it feels like for him, marriage will be a very drastic change that at the moment I don't think he feels ready. Because even though we got, yes, he is thinking about marriage, the cards that we got makes me think that he's not ready for it. Which, I mean, of course, there's nothing bad with that, as much as I do feel that he doesn't have an idea of how he can make it better, though. Which could be challenging for him if he really does want to get married. Because again, just because he's thinking about it, it doesn't even mean that he wants it. But based on the cards that he got, there's a chance that he expects to get married. It's just that, well, he's not in a good place. And also, if I remember correctly, I think it was Jeno's individual reading. Or, yeah, I think it was his individual reading. That I got this whole idea that his family has put pressure on him to get married. Or at least they have mentioned it enough times that it is something that he knows it will eventually happen in his life. Now, the Page of Wands reverse. So, pages talk about messengers. It talks about the beginning of a new journey. And Wands talks about taking action or inspiration and motivations. And with it being reversed, I do feel that Jeno is not really looking forward to marriage, or he's nowhere close to start working towards it. Like he doesn't feel like he's in a position where he can start that chapter of his life. So if that's the case, I don't think he has, like, what I'm getting at is, like, for example, he's not looking for someone to get married with because he's not ready to take that step. So this card being reversed just kind of shows that he hasn't really thought of the steps necessary to get married, or he hasn't really planned how he will work through this change. So let's go on to the next question, which is, if he were to get married, what type of spouse will Jeno want versus the one that he will meet? Okay, so what spouse does Jeno want? We have a rabbit. And what type of spouse does Jeno need? The type that he needs is a lizard. The first thing that I got from the rabbit and the lizard was that he wants someone that moves quickly. And he needs someone that moves quickly. But let's look at this card. I don't know why that was the first thing that came up, but let's look at this card a bit closer. So the type of person that he wants. So here we have the earth element, meaning that he wants someone that is stable and grounded, someone that is slow and steady when they have towards their approach. And what I mean slow and steady is someone that plans before they take action towards their goal and their achievements. But this rabbit card tells me that he wants someone that is pure, someone that's innocent, someone that is very cute and adorable. This rabbit card also tells me that he wants someone that is very genuine, and someone that either gets easily flustered, or someone that can be a bit shy or reserved. The other thing that I'm getting is that he wants someone that is very aware of their surroundings, either someone that is a very good listener, or someone that is very observant, so they pay attention to the people around them and their surroundings, so they're able to read the room very well. That's what I'm getting at as well. And with this rabbit card, I also feel that he wants someone that is very... You know what I'm getting? I don't remember which reading it was. I think it was his individual reading, and it was towards the end. Or it could have been his what type of boyfriend will Jeno be like reading. But one of those two. He got, in the tea leaf oracle, he got that rabbit, which is something along the lines of someone that is sexually frustrated, or something along those lines. And I remember how I reacted to that, and this rabbit card is making me think of that. So I do feel that he wants someone that he can have a lot of passionate nights with, or that he has sexual chemistry with. The other thing that I got is there's this in the spirit animal oracle, so not this one, another one that I have. The rabbit talks about a lucky time. So I do feel that he also wants someone that feels like a lucky charm for him, or someone that re-energizes him a lot. Now, let's talk about what he needs, though. He needs someone that is a survivor. Because with the lizard, I'm getting the whole idea of how a lizard can regrow their tail if they lose it. Also, I'm getting someone that... he needs someone that can avoid problems like the plague. Like, this person is very good at just... He needs someone that... I don't know. Okay, I'm getting someone that can be... Someone that can be hard to catch. That's what I'm getting. Or someone that if they have, you know how we have a flight or fight response? Well, this person will run away. So flight is the way to go for them. So I do feel that he needs someone like that. I just don't know why he will need someone like that. It's just, he just needs that. Also, the lizard is a fire element, so he needs someone that is very passionate, someone that is inspired, motivated, someone that is filled with life, someone that is super energetic. Someone, also with the lizard, I'm thinking of the scales. Dude, lizards? Yeah, they're reptiles. The scales. So that makes me think that he needs someone that has a very strong outer personality. Someone that can fend for themselves, someone that can take care of themselves. This person could have the qualities of being innocent, pure, and adorable, but I do feel that even if they had like physical characteristics like those, he still needs someone that, despite looking one way, they can still fend for themselves and take care of themselves. I do feel that there's a sense of like... I'm getting a saying in Spanish. Mejor que digan aquí corrió que aquí quedó. which is the idea of like, you know, I'm also getting better be safe than sorry. I wonder if it's like, if it has the same feeling, like if it will be the translation of what I just said, but it's not literal, but like it's not word by word the translation, but it's the same vibe. So I do feel like he needs someone that when they're running away from issues or from trouble, it's not like they're trying to avoid issues in a like escaping them or running away from issues in a way that is like avoiding them, but more as in the I'm not going to interact with these problems, or I'm not going to entertain these issues, or it's this whole idea of like they know when to fight and they also know when to like back away. So I think he needs someone that they're very fiery, they might be a bit explosive, but if there's ever trouble that is too much to handle, this person knows when to take a step back. And I think the reason why this person will know, or like he needs someone that will know, is because this person will probably have already gone through a lot of issues and life experiences that had taught them, like they have gotten burned before. That's why they know how to avoid issues. So again, this person, I'm not saying that this person is not confrontational, and I'm not saying that this person will will consciously have issues just kind of like get bigger because they haven't dealt with them. I think this person just knows when to take a step back and say, this is too much for me to handle at this moment. Let me take a step back. So I think he needs someone like that, someone that is quite aligned with life. So yeah, let's get to know this person a little bit better. So what type of spouse will Jeno end up getting if he were to get married? So we have the Page of Wands upright. So whatever Jeno does not have, this person will have it. We have the Seven of Cups upright. And we have the Nine of Pentacles reverse. This person has a Page of Wands upright. So he's going to end up with someone that is super inspired, super motivated, someone that likes to be alive and lives life. So there's this whole idea of like this person is not in survival mode. They're enjoying life. So they're going on with their life in a very positive way. They're doing what they love. They're doing what they like. Whatever obstacle they encounter is one that they take with a lot of joy and happiness, because they don't see it as something that stops them as much as they see it as something that they can overcome. There is a sense that Jeno will end up with someone that likes a challenge. This person loves to try new things, because even the Seven of Cups, even though this person, like I do feel that this person could get overwhelmed with choices and options. If anything, I do feel that he will end up with someone that has a lot of suitors or a lot of people that are attracted to them. So definitely he's going to end up with someone that is really sought after. But the other thing that I'm getting is that this person can get easily overwhelmed with choices or opportunities. Like this person is super abundant, I'm getting. Like I don't know. Even though the imagery of this Seven of Cups is a little bit like, I don't know, like someone that is drowning with all of these options, I do feel that for this person it's still very positive. It's like even if this person, like whoever he ends up with, if he were to get married, was overwhelmed with choices or overwhelmed with opportunities, they're still very grateful for them, because this person likes to try new things. This person likes to reinvent themselves, likes to improve themselves by just experiencing life and exploring life. And this person can be quite the adventurer in just trying new things. And also the reason why I say that this person likes to like improve themselves is because of this Nine of Pentacles reverse. I don't know, there's something very positive about this person. It's like even if they're going through difficult and challenging moments, they still try to see the good aspect of it, and that is just life is a learning experience, that type of idea. Also with the Page of Wands, this person is super inspired, super motivated. Whenever something new enters their life, maybe an idea or an opportunity, this person will get super happy, and they will be ready to take action. Even if they don't know what's up, they're not afraid of just kind of like jumping into it and just being like, let's see where this takes me, that kind of mentality. So this person is a big risk taker. Not reckless, just someone that is not afraid of making mistakes. Someone that is not afraid of looking silly and when they're trying something new. This person is not afraid of doing that. They just know that they will learn as they grow. Also, I just noticed that in the Page of Wands we have the Sagittarius symbol, meaning that this person is very optimistic. As I mentioned, this person loves challenges. This person likes to go on adventures and explore new things and new ideas. This person could also speak in a very philosophical way of like, you live and you learn, or like, I did mention like two, like, I guess, idioms of sorts, or like things like sayings that we have, one in Spanish and one in English, right? So I do feel that this person has like a lot of life mottos, or this person just has this very wise way of seeing things, and because of that they're able to live a very carefree, lighthearted life full of energy. And I also feel that this person may have gone through such a challenging moment in their life that it has helped them realize that life is more than just surviving and going day by day. As much as it's like this person does everything in, like, everything they do in their life, they do it with a lot of passion and love, because this person puts the effort of just being happy and enjoying life, if that makes sense. Now, the Nine of Pentacles reverse tells me that this person is going through a lot of healing, and even them, like, I feel that this person may feel overwhelmed by life sometimes, and the type of healing that they're doing is one where they're actively putting a lot of time and effort in making sure that they're living their best life, making sure that they're happy, making sure that they're stable. There's a sense of like this person is working a lot on improving themselves and prioritizing themselves. And also they could be working very hard at creating a stable career and place for themselves to live at in life. There's something about they're working for their own stability, but at the moment they're just in a place where they're just exploring life. So this person hasn't really like settled down in one way of doing things, because this person is still just learning and growing. Now let's go into the third question and figure out what type of spouse Jeno will be like. We have the King of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. For this deck, it's Taurus energy. We have the Chariot reverse, which is Cancer energy. Give me a second. I need to make more space. We have the Princess of Pentacles reverse, or the Knight of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy. We have the Nine of Wands reverse. And then we have the Empress, which is Venus. It represents Venus. So with the King of Pentacles, I'm getting that Jeno will be someone that will be super stable. He will be financially well off, and in his career he will be doing well enough as well. He will be feeling like he has it together. So the type of spouse that he will be a very good provider. He will be able to finance his home, his family, himself. So there's also this sense of like he will be very, very stable as a person. So whatever his values and his ideas are, he will stick to those. There's also this sense of he will be able to provide a lot of abundance to whoever he's with as well. This King of Pentacles also tells me that he's very grounded. So I think he's a slow and steady type of person. Now, the Chariot reverse also tells me that he is someone that finds it difficult to adjust to change. He finds it difficult to move, because the Chariot talks about movement. He also may find it kind of difficult to make decisions when it comes towards changing stuff in his life. There's this sense with the King of Pentacles and the Chariot reverse being right next to each other that he is so set on his ways that he finds it very difficult to adjust to changes in his life. If anything, he finds them either scary, or he may feel discouraged with change. Like he doesn't really look forward to it. He doesn't really like it because it's unexpected and unpredictable, and that's something that he doesn't like. Also, with the Chariot reverse, I do feel that he may find it a bit challenging or difficult to make decisions, because he likes to look at all points of view and all the perspectives, and he plans quite a lot. So he may do quite a lot of research, or he thinks a lot before making a decision, and that process is something that he doesn't really like. So he will be the type of husband that, yes, he is very stable, but he will be very hard to adjust in changes, or he finds it very difficult to just adapt to new things. And because of that, if there's ever a decision that has to be made, he will be quite reluctant, or he will take quite a while to make a decision. So he may sometimes come off as someone that does nothing, but that's because he takes a long time to like get moving towards change. And the Princess of Pentacles reverse tells me that him, because the Princess of Pentacles will be the slowest moving knight. You want to see it that way. So this Virgo energy kind of just shows that he'll be the type of husband that doesn't really have a stable routine or an established routine, even though how should I put it? Even though he himself knows how he functions and how he works, I do feel that he's not super adaptable. So he is also like an all or nothing type of person, meaning that when changes happen, he may feel very overwhelmed because he doesn't ease towards these changes. He doesn't work little by little to adapt to them. He just kind of goes like, it's like an on or off button. It's either he's when he makes a decision, it's either he's in this place or that place. So he may see things very black and white as well. Very like it's one or the other. You can't be in between. Or like when he's going through changes, it's like either he's in point A or point B. He doesn't really see the process of going from one place to the other. Like that transitional phase from one to the other is one that he doesn't feel comfortable with, or he doesn't really like. And that tells me that he will be the type of husband that is not that welcoming towards change, or doesn't really adapt that easily. So this could cause some arguments in his relationships, depending on who he's with though. Like he could end up with someone that can't understand this or will be okay with this side of him. His inflexibility to some people can't, like for example, if he were with an air sign, this type of way of doing things will not be acceptable to an air sign. That's not how they function. That's not how they are. But maybe another earth sign will be okay with this, or maybe even a water sign will be okay with this. Someone that doesn't really like change might be understanding towards this side of him. So the Nine of Wands usually talks about someone that has their walls up, someone that is quite defensive, someone that is quite cautious because of challenges from the past. However, with it being reversed, I do feel that Jeno will be the type of husband that he's not reckless. He really isn't. And just because he doesn't like changes and stuff like that, it's not because he has some baggage that he's trying to avoid. As much as that's just the type of person that he is. That's just his personality. That is it's his nature. It's not because he went through an obstacle or a challenge before that he's trying to avoid now. It's nothing like that. Like life didn't punch him in such a way that he's like never again. It's more along the lines of he is just naturally like that. He's very cautious. He's naturally just like this unmovable force of a person. And just because he doesn't like change, that doesn't mean that it's not because he's afraid or doubtful, as much as he's just by nature someone that takes things one step at a time. But when it comes to his decisions, he's very, and his point of view on things, he's very like black and white. Like it's either one thing or the other. He doesn't really like the gray area of things. Lastly, the Empress reverse. Because of the type of person that he is, he will find it very difficult to manifest things in his life because he's not very welcoming to changes anyway. So if he wants something different in life, his natural resistance to just do something different causes him to sometimes feel a bit stagnant. Like yeah, he's super stable. However, when changes happen, which naturally do, I do feel that could put him in like it either creates changes to go slow because he's resisting it, or he will feel very uncomfortable when they happen. Now the Empress is Venus energy, so this kind of shows that he may not feel super comfortable in with indulging in the beautiful things in life, or just in the luxuries and the comforts of life. Like, it's something that he may not feel so comfortable being in, because he's constantly working for stability in such a way that maybe, like, he only does it as a way to reward himself rather than just enjoying it. So I do feel that it will be helpful to be with someone that knows how to, that is not so rigid and is not restricting themselves constantly, and being with someone that is ready to live life and try new things, because Jeno will be the type that is very I got the word one note, but what I was going to say is, like, he likes to kind of just stay still and in one place and create stability there, rather than, like, proactively go after change. So yeah, this Empress energy just kind of just tells me that he doesn't know how to relax. Even if he's, like, not moving in life, quote unquote, he is someone that is constantly working toward change when he wants it, though. Because when he doesn't want it, he puts a lot of resistance. I don't know. But yeah, if anything, the biggest good thing for Jeno is that he is extremely stable. Like, his energy, his person, his way of living life, very stable. Like, it's unchanging, which could be a bit detrimental when changes happen to him, because then he puts a lot of resistance. But aside from that, he's very stable. Yeah. Sometimes I think he might get frustrated that things in his life may be a bit too stagnant, or like that changes that he wants, the positive changes that he wants in his life are not happening, but that's because he puts too much resistance and he's not aware of it. That's what I feel with the Empress reverse. Now let's go into the next question and figure out what kind of married life will Jeno have if he were to get married. What kind of married life will Jeno have? So we have Pisces. And we have North Node with step out of your comfort zone. Okay. So the type of married life that Jeno will have will feel like a bit of a fairy tale. It will be a bit confusing at first, because I think a lot of changes will be happening to him. And the Pisces card tells me that he will be able to daydream again. He will be able to believe and trust again. There's this sense also with the North Node that he will just go with the flow once again. I think he will connect with his emotions in such a way that it will give him the inspiration and the desire to live life once again. And if he does end up with the type of spouse that we saw right here, then this person will influence Jeno to be super energetic, happy, and to stop being on survival mode in life, and just live life the way that he wants it and that he desires, without any fears and doubts of it crumbling down. There's a sense of, like, instead of just continuing with his routine of doing everything that was scheduled for him, is like, why doesn't he become more proactive and do what he wants to do, right? It's like, I feel that the moment he gets married, he will get this new flow of emotions, or this new way of seeing life, that he will feel inspired to be more proactive in making his decisions. He will take reins on his life once again. It's like the chariot will will go from reverse to upright. Like, finally he's making decisions. Finally he's doing what he wants to do instead of doing what he's being told what to do. Or, like, he will break free from his routine and his schedules and finally make some time for him to explore life and do new things and experience new things, and being fearless and taking those risks of trying the beautiful things in life and indulging in all of that beauty, that in all the comforts that life has to offer. Also with this Pisces, I'm getting the sense of, like, when he gets married, he's going to be a lot more intuitive, or he will be a lot more compassionate and empathetic to people. There's this sense of, like, he will be more understanding of others. I do feel that beforehand he was so stuck in his ways that he couldn't understand the people that did not have a stand or did not have a established idea on things. So when he gets married, he will be with someone that will like teach him or make him understand that you don't have to stay rigid with your mentality, or you don't have to, you know, that he doesn't have to stay rigid with his mentality, or that he doesn't have to make a decision and be like in one place, in one side or the other. It's like he will, after he gets married, he will learn the nuances of life. He will understand the middle ground. He will understand the different points of view that will make him realize that everything is not as black and white as he originally thought it was to be. Now with the North Node, we have step out of your comfort zone. So that's when I was getting this whole idea of he will be taking risks in life and he will be making decisions for himself. Now it's like now he will finally be a little bit more selfish and do what he wants to do. He will break free from his own routine and his own way of seeing things and finally live life. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Like he will finally feel alive once again, feel energetic, feel optimistic, and have a positive outlook in life instead of being a bit bored or feeling like he has to stick to a routine that doesn't satisfy him. Now let's go into the last question here and figure out how will the public react to the news of Jeno getting married if he were to get married. How will the public react? You know. Oh. So we have the Page of Cups, the Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles reverse. I think people are going to have a pretty positive outlook into it. Yeah, even the Queen of Pentacles being reversed is pretty good. So, the Page of Cups, I think people are going to... So, the Page of Cups is water energy, but I do want to connect it back to this Pisces that we saw earlier. I think people are going to see that this will be a good inspiration for Jeno. Like, when the news comes out, I think it could be because of the person that Jeno might end up getting married to if he were to get married, that people will be pretty happy with this news. Because I do feel that these people will see this person as someone that can bring him a lot of, like, ease his pain or bring a lot of comfort or this light-weighted energy into his life. I don't know at what stage of him this could happen. Like maybe he was going through a very rough time, so when this person comes in, it will feel to people or to his fans, it will feel like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, I'm glad he ended up with a person that can bring this happiness to him or can bring this new energy that makes him feel alive. And I'm saying this because the Page of Cups, pages talk about new beginnings, they're messengers, a new chapter in our lives, and Cups talks about emotions, intuition, and creativity. And usually this Page of Cups is supposed to show someone that is very creative, someone that has a big imagination. I'm getting a storyteller as well. So I do feel that his fans or the public, when this news comes out, will feel that it will benefit him a lot in a personal level. It's like it will be very good that he's married because this person will bring a lot of creativity, will bring a lot of beauty into his life, will make him be inspired again, or will help him feel motivated once again because this person is filled with a lot of this beautiful, caring energy. And I don't know who this person is or what reputation they have, that a lot of people will feel very positive about this actually. Which I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm quite surprised with how positive the response is. Because then we have the Lovers. This is Gemini energy, and the Lovers is supposed to show opportunities. To me, it shows communication because it's Gemini. And the Lovers in tarot, in the Major Arcana, goes right after the Hierophant. It is supposed to symbolize how someone is breaking free from conventions, breaking free from the mentality that their community has, or breaking free from traditions. So there's this sense, and the lovers is supposed to represent someone that, it's supposed to represent like Adam and Eve. So this whole idea of like, you know, when eating the forbidden fruit, but also this idea of like getting knowledge and figuring out your own desires and your own passions. It's like the lovers is supposed to represent individual that has had a strong foundation. They have learned the rules, they have learned the expectations set by society and their community, and now they're breaking free to figure out what they want to do on their own. What is it that they desire as an individual? What is it that they want as a person? So the lovers is supposed to represent this person that has these new opportunities, or finally has this communication within themselves to understand what they desire, what they want, how do they want to live life, right? So in this case, and also the lovers can represent, love and partnership, right? Because it's the lovers. So this tells me that the general public will feel that Jeno picked someone that can definitely inspire him to live a life full of energy, being lighthearted instead of being so harsh on himself and so rigid with his routine. And I think he's gonna end up with someone, or people will feel that this person can bring him a lot of good things, in the sense of finally making decisions for himself, or finally doing what he wants to do with no fears or regrets or worries and doubts. So I do feel that I don't want to say a power couple, because that could show that they might be in the same field, and that's why people kind of see them that way. I do feel, if anything, that people will see Jeno's spouse as a good support, because I don't feel this person is under the spotlight, or if they are, is not in the same field as him. I do feel like he might end up with someone that will prefer to stay behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't think this person's under the spotlight. Or if they are, it's still someone that is very modest and humble. Now, with the Queen of Pentacles reverse. So upright, it talks about someone that is overflowing with abundance. So they're able to provide for a lot of people. The Queen of Pentacles is very caring, very loving, very nurturing. It is someone that loves to give their time, their space, their energy, their material possessions to others. It's like someone that loves to give gifts or something along those lines. But when this card is reversed, it's supposed to talk about someone that needs to internalize that energy and provide for themselves, take care of themselves, nurture themselves, love themselves, all of those things that is about them. So in this case, it kind of talks like, to me, it feels like the general public will feel like this news of him getting married will benefit him so much that it is good that he's prioritizing himself. It's good that he's putting himself first. Is this whole idea of like, I think people will see him getting married as something good. And to me, it's very surprising, because I usually don't get stuff like that with this type of reading. So I'm glad people have a positive outlook into it. I do wonder when this comes out, because if, let's say, Jeno is like, this news comes out, and if he gets married, it comes out after we've seen many other NCT members already having those type of scandals, then maybe people, like the general public or like fans, will be kind of used to this, or will have expected this. So whoever wouldn't have liked this will have already left a long time ago. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Or because of the type of person he is and the way that this was executed, maybe a lot of people would just have a very positive outlook into it, regardless of when it happens. If that makes sense, right? So yeah, this was very, very positive. If anything, Jeno just needs to work on himself, so like that he doesn't put too many restrictions on him, because that will definitely put him in a very stagnant energy. And even though there's nothing wrong with the way that he is by nature, is he will have to learn how to get out of his own way. So like that, I don't know, I think he will just have to naturally put a lot more time and effort to feel comfortable with change and just going with the flow. I think he's someone that just likes to stick with rules and plans and routines, and I do feel that this reading kind of shows that he will probably find someone that will set the example of how there's nothing wrong with just taking risks, and there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. There's nothing wrong with going out of what's planned or going out of conventions. I think he will find someone that will definitely inspire him to go with the flow and not be so uptight. Anyway, let's go on to the next person. So let's start with the first question and figure out if Haechan has thought about marriage. Is he thinking about marriage right now? So a bunch of cards came out. Is Haechan thinking about marriage right now? We have the Hangman, Strength reverse, and Justice reverse. So Haechan is not thinking about marriage right now because we have Strength and Justice both reversed. However, he got 3 Mega Arcana, so that makes me think that marriage is going to be a very significant part of his life. Like, it's gonna be a very big deal. With the Hangman upright, it kind of shows that right now he is thinking about other things. There's other things that have his attention, his focus. The Hangman is Neptune energy, so that kind of tells me that he's going after his dreams, he's going after his ambitions, he's going after his goals. And I think marriage is not really one of his goals. I think it's going to be something very important and significant to him, but I don't think it's something that he's aspiring to work on right now. If anything, the Strength card reverse and Justice reverse could be some of the reasons why he's not ready for marriage or why he's not prioritizing it. With the Strength card reverse, it kind of shows that right now Haechan is working on getting strength, getting courage, being brave. The Strength card usually talks about someone that is able to tame a beast but without using violence. So I think Haechan is working on his temperament. He is trying to focus on staying calm, to like not jump the gun or to not get angry so quickly. There's a sense of like right now he's also working on trying to make sure that he solves problems with words, trying to make sure that he doesn't just jump into trouble or jump into arguments. There's this sense of, instead of fueling chaos that could actually cause harm, he prefers to work right now on figuring out a way to have fun, enjoy, maybe being a little bit dramatic in life, but to not affect his life or to not be at the detriment of his mental health or his working environment. There's a sense of like there's nothing wrong with wanting a little bit of chaos. There's nothing wrong with being a bit of a drama queen or just having just having lighthearted fun. But I think right now he's working and trying to figure out like the difference between joking around and poking fun at each other and having fun, and having this space where it's like, okay, no, at this point we're pushing buttons, right? I think he's trying to figure out how to be a bit more compassionate, being a bit more generous and kind. So he's working on his person with his Strength card reversed. And with the Justice card reversed, it's something similar. Like there's this sense of like he's working on how to calm down a problem or an argument, or how not to fuel it and instead try to create peace and harmony in his life. There is also this sense that he's also working on trying to find discernment within his life, being able to figure out the difference between good and bad, or finding the difference between having fun and in a lighthearted way or at the expense of someone. Like he's trying to figure out this middle ground. He's trying to have a better understanding of how to have a peaceful life. And with Strength we have Leo energy, and with Justice we have Libra energy, meaning that he's working on figuring out how can he live his best life in a balanced way, how he can work with other people and work with himself, how to be generous to others but prioritize himself, how to be an individual but also how to be in a team. He's learning all of those things, which will not only be beneficial for the type of job that he has since he works in a group, but it will also be very beneficial in life, especially if he were to get married, because then he will be working with someone as well, but it will be a life partner rather than a co-worker. Now let's go into the second question here and figure out what type of spouse, if Haechan were to get married, he will want versus what he will need. So he wants an otter and an eagle, but what type of partner does Haechan need? And he needs a stingray and a tiger. So Haechan with this otter, here we have the water element, and with the eagle we have the air element, meaning that he wants someone that can express their emotions in a very clear, eloquent way, and someone that can speak up for themselves, someone that talks from their heart, so someone that is very genuine, very honest, very sincere. He with the otter, he wants someone that is a very good companion, someone that likes physical touch, or someone that is quite clingy, or someone that shows her affection through touch. There's also this sense that he wants someone that is very lighthearted with this otter, someone that is a team player, someone that knows how to work in groups and in partnerships. This eagle also tells me that he wants someone that is very straightforward, very clear cut, someone whose words can sting, but it's the truth, someone that speaks in a very honest way and they speak from their heart. So even though they may be saying harsh truths, he still wants this person to say it in a very loving and caring way. I think Haechan is not afraid of having someone tell him exactly how things are, even if it can be a bit painful or it can be a bit harsh. So he doesn't mind if this person can be a little bit brutally honest. But again, it has to come from a place of genuine concern or worry rather than a place of wanting to hurt someone, right? I think he wants someone that can also handle hearing harsh truths. There is a sense that maybe Haechan could be a bit brutally honest himself, so he wants someone that can handle it and someone that can do the same. So definitely someone that can fend for themselves. Also with this eagle, this makes me think that he wants someone that can see the bigger picture, or someone that has very long life goals of sorts, like 10 years from now I want this, 5 years from now this is my plan. Like, I think that's the best way I can describe someone that has like that is able to see the big picture kind of thing, or someone that doesn't take things too personally as well. I think he also wants someone that is a bit of a daydreamer, or maybe even a bit aloof, so someone that has a big imagination as well, and put it that way. Now, what he needs. So with the stingray, he does need a little bit of what I mentioned earlier. So the stingray, but it's a bit different. The stingray will represent someone that can definitely speak up for themselves, say the harsh truth, someone that is honest. But with this water element, it kind of tells me that it has to be someone that has very good alignment with themselves, or someone that has a very cleansed, clear heart, if that makes sense. So this will definitely be someone that can speak up without malice, someone that can definitely say things exactly how they are, and it comes from a place of knowing, understanding, and wisdom. Like, I'm getting like this sense of someone that can definitely, that is doing so well for themselves that they're able to see the situation that they're in for what it is and understand it, and being able to speak up about the situation in order to bring clarity to the people around them. And in exchange, it also brings a sense of healing. It's like now people see things that they couldn't see before, or now the problems are put at peace because this person spoke up. So he needs someone that can be either like a mediator of arguments, or someone that is just very good at just pointing out the missing pieces for people to just understand each other's points of view, or just understand their situation better. Now, with the tiger card, here we have a fire element, so he does need someone that has a little bit of spice to them. Definitely, like, he wants with the eagle, this is an apex predator, meaning that it's the top of the food chain type of thing. So he does want someone with power, someone that people look up to, or someone that people just automatically respect, someone that has an aura of you can't mess with them. And he needs someone like that, but it has to be a bit low-key. It's like, instead of being like on your face energy of respect me type of thing, it's more of like this quiet, this silent power that people just can feel that this person is someone you don't mess with. So he needs someone that doesn't assert their dominance, but someone who, by just being themselves and just being so collected as an individual, people just know that it will be bad news if they cross this person, or if they piss them off. So this tiger card also tells me that he needs someone that is very low key, or someone that, because of the moon on the third eye of the tiger, it makes me think that he needs someone that observes the situation very carefully before they take action. So before they say their brutally honest truth, and before they speak those words that will shut everyone up and put them in their place, this person observes the situation very closely, and because of that, they understand what are the right words to say or who to say them to finally solve issues or problems. Now let's go into the second part of the second question and figure out if Haechan were to get married, what type of spouse will he end up getting? The first card that we got was the High Priestess reverse. The Two of Pentacles reverse. And the Queen of Swords. So this pattern of someone that is very straightforward, very assertive, and just says what they think, but in a very honest way, he will end up with someone like that for sure. Because the Queen of Swords, it's Aquarius energy, and this is supposed to symbolize someone that can be a little bit cold, a bit detached, but this person is able to say what they believe in a very clear, concrete, and maybe even eloquent way. And the Queen of Swords is not afraid of calling things how they are. They're not afraid, someone that can be a bit crude with their words or a very blunt or honest, but the Queen of Swords is also supposed to represent an individual that is very assertive. So if they make a decision, they go with it. If they have an idea or a thought, they go with it as well. So they are able to stand their ground. They have a very clear idea of where they stand, what they prioritize, and what they believe in. And he will end up with someone like that who really knows who they are, and they have this unshakable force that no one can get in the way of who they are and how they see themselves. So this person is going to be super, super confident. And this person, again, maybe seen as a bit cold and distant, but that's because this person has very strong boundaries. If anything, this person may be seen as a bit cold because this person, since they have very well established boundaries, they might find it a bit difficult to put their walls down for other people to see their vulnerabilities. But I do feel that this person is actually very kind and caring, because this High Priestess reverse, it represents the moon, and the moon represents our emotions, our creativity, and everything that is hidden from us, like things that we don't see, things that may even come very naturally to us, but we have not fully understood or tapped into. Because the High Priestess also talks about that our untapped potential is the way that we can manifest, but we haven't even really noticed it or explored this area of ourselves. This is like our shadow side as well. So it kind of feels like this card being reversed shows that this person, if whoever this is someone that is actually very vulnerable, very caring, someone that does work with their heart and their emotions. Like, they definitely have one, they're human, but they might be so sensitive that they actually put all of these walls around them to protect themselves. And if anything, I don't think this person necessarily neglects their emotions or avoids them as much as they have come to a place where their defense mechanism was to have these walls, and they have become very confident, and they can work with their emotions, but they find it very difficult to allow people in. Also, with the High Priestess reverse, I do feel that this person has a lot of potential to be very nurturing and very caring. However, since their walls are very high up and they don't allow a lot of people in, I do feel that this person hasn't realized the potential that they have or how much strength they can get from being a bit more open and vulnerable to others. If anything, I do feel a lot of people misunderstand this person and think that this person always has it together and nothing affects them. But in reality, they're human, so of course there's things that hurt them, of course there's things that triggers them and things that they struggle with. But since they have very strong boundaries, borderlines, walls that other people can't get over, I do feel that this person does a lot of self-reflection and takes care of their pain on their own. So this Two of Pentacles reverse tells me that this person is still working on balancing this more vulnerable side of themselves. I do feel that it comes from a place of wanting to protect themselves. So if anything, it might take a while for this person to like open up and find the courage to allow other people into their circles, or to allow others to see this vulnerable side of themselves, or show their weaknesses to others. I think they haven't found this middle ground, and hence why the Two of Pentacles is reversed. They haven't found this middle ground where they are able to shoulder vulnerabilities, but being able to still have strong boundaries to not allow others to push them over because of they're showing this side of themselves. Like, I think this person hasn't found that balance quite yet, but when they do, they will be an unstoppable force, because I do feel that they will be a lot more magnetic, and they will be able to attract more people, because not only will they seem more human to others, but also they will be able to attract people, because people will not be so intimidated by them, because the Queen of Swords can be quite intimidating. Yeah, and I also feel that this person is quite witty with their words. So, if anything, I think on the surface level, people will feel very comfortable, but when you want to get to know this person more and like in depth, then that's when things kind of crumble apart. Not because this person is bad, as much as because this person just finds it very difficult to establish deep relationships, because they're still taking care of their heart and still figuring out how to slowly allow those vulnerabilities to come out. But now let's go on to the third question and figure out what type of spouse Haechan will be like. So the first card that fell was the Three of Swords reverse. We have the King of Wands, and this is Leo energy. And then we have the Nine of Wands reverse. Okay, you know what I'm getting? Especially with who Haechan might end up with. Haechan is very good at bringing people's walls down. So the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords upright usually talks about heartache, pain, and someone that is going through a difficult situation. And with it being reversed, it shows someone that is coming out of that, or it's healing. And this kind of tells me that Haechan will be the type of person that he will be the biggest support when someone is going through a very rough time. Like, he is always there. He's there to listen. He's there to take care of that. And one of the reasons why he's a very good support, or someone that people can lean on, is because he himself understands the pain of overcoming struggles and obstacles. He understands how difficult and challenging it can be to get over heartache, over pain. So this person that he might end up with, who finds it very difficult to show their weaknesses and their vulnerabilities to others, will feel very safe and secure with someone like Haechan, who is able to understand how difficult it is for people to open up. And I feel that Haechan will be able to treasure, and he will not take for granted, people that do open up to him. Either they open up about their problems, they open up about their situations, or some of their secrets. Like, he's someone that does listen very carefully, and he does take care of people that are in a very vulnerable state, because he understands how difficult and challenging it can be to put yourself in that position in front of someone. So I do feel that he will be the type of person that is very caring in a situation like that. Now, the King of Wands. He is someone that he can get fired up very quickly, very easily. He is someone that is very generous. So he will be the type of spouse that will be very caring, very passionate, very loving. He will be very inspirational. And he is a go-getter. So he's very proactive, and he pursues his goals. He goes after them. He achieves them by constantly working towards them in a go-getter type of energy, right? Like, he chases after his dreams. He creates and manifests by doing. And this card tells me that he's a very good mirror. So he's very good at balancing whoever he's with. He's very good at adapting and adjusting to the energy of whoever he's hanging out with. He's very adaptable. He's like a chameleon in that sense, because of that mirror. And also, he will be, as I mentioned earlier, very generous because of this abundance of energy. Like, he works very hard to do things and get things done. So because of that, he has a lot in his life that he's able to share with others, because Leo energy is extremely generous. Like, I know Haechan is not a Leo, but with this King of Wands, he will be the type of husband that loves all the attention, loves to be all clingy with his partner. He will want whoever he's with, he will want them to only have eyes for him and make him feel special. Someone that will laugh at his jokes, someone will that he can like tease and like annoy a little bit, you know, someone that he can have fun with, someone that will be a bit of a challenge, you know, something like that. But if but he will also be extremely generous because Leo is a type of energy that they can be self-centered, they can be a bit of a drama queens, but Leos are ones that whoever they have in their circles, they will definitely protect because Leos are extremely loyal. So if there's someone in their circles that they're like, okay, you're under my wing, I will protect you, they do everything within their power to make sure that those people are comfortable. Because Leo is like just very, how should I put it? Leo is represented by the sun. So that's why they love to be in the center of attention. That's why they they love to be cuddled, they love to be spoiled, and in return they spoil the people that they care about and that they love because they love those things, so they do that in return. It's like they, like for example, Leo energy does not mind splurging for somebody else. It's like, oh yeah, you want to spend this, let's get the most luxurious things, let's get this, let's get that. Leo can be quite showy as well, so I think Haechan will have that side of him as well, where he will want to spoil rotten whoever he's with. And in return, all he needs is attention. Just give him attention. Now, the Nine of Wands reverse. So the Nine of Wands reverse is one of the reasons why I was talking earlier with the things that I said with the Three of Swords. Is like upright, the Nine of Wands talks about someone that has their walls up, someone that is a bit more on the defensive side, someone that has gone through quite a lot of experiences in their life that has caused them to feel so much pain, and they're so hurt that they have put the walls up, and that's why they're like very cautiously moving forward. But with this card being reversed, it kind of tells me that Haechan just has this ability, or it's so easy for him to talk to people and have them bring their walls down. So again, I think one of the reasons why he's able to do this though is because people just feel, or they just subconsciously know, that he will take care of them. Like, he will not judge them. He creates a space of no judgment. He creates this space of safety and stability, and he also creates like this space of it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to open up. So he will be the type of husband who is, you know, he's a risk taker. He is very stable, and he even though he's very proactive, he's not like wild or anything. And he is someone that understands how difficult things can be. So he's very good at healing and creating a healing space for others around them. Well, around him. So that will create a very, like, he takes action. So if someone is in trouble and something that can be easily solved, he'll be very good at finding solutions and creating like this list of things that can be done to make things better. So now let's go on to the fourth question and figure out what kind of married life will Haechan have. We have Pluto, which I find funny because that was the first card that came out in this video. And we have new moon eclipse with expect powerful changes. So I'm not too surprised that those cards came out, because he did get a bunch of major arcana in the first question that we asked here. And I mentioned earlier that marriage will be very significant or very important for him. Like, it will be something that will change his life big time. And I think it will have a very big influence on who he becomes as a person and the type of lifestyle that he will have. And with this Pluto card, it kind of shows that he will go through very big transformations. He will go through big changes. And here I'm looking at the number 22. So one of the reasons why he will go through big changes is because whoever he ends up with will be a very big mirror to him. And what I mean by being a very big mirror to him is that this person will be able to show him his strengths and his weaknesses because they themselves have similar things. Now, I'm saying similar because I don't think he's going to be with someone that is like him, but he will be with someone that he has enough common ground to understand, but they're different enough to be able to compensate for each other's strengths and weaknesses. So whatever one is like struggles with, the other one's very good at, and vice versa. Also, with this Pluto energy, I do feel that Haechan will just become a very different person when he gets married. Again, because of those transformations, where he will be have a lot more courage. He will be brave. He will be able to. I think his sharp tongue is going to slow down, or he will be able to be a bit more. His words will be more compassionate and kind. Like, I do feel that his fiery side is not going to go away. It's not going to be extinguished, as much as he will just be a bit more cautious of how he expresses himself to others. Now, with the expect powerful changes, I do feel that there will be a lot of hardships that he will learn from when he gets married, and that will also contribute to this new person that he is becoming. I think he's in a very good place as he is, but I do feel that communication, or the way that he expresses himself, is like a very big theme in his reading so far. Like, it's a big thing with whoever he might end up with. So I think in exchange that will also influence him big time. And the way that he expresses himself, the way that he communicates, and the words that he chooses will definitely change, because now since he might end up with someone that puts a lot of value into that, that will kind of influence him to make sure that he's applying those skills into his own life and in his own person. One thing though is that I do feel that he will go through a lot of hardships with whoever he's with, not because they clash energies as much as together they just have a lot of lessons that they have to learn. So they will naturally go through some very big life-changing obstacles together, in a way of like showing to each other that they can work together through thick and thin, through super difficult, challenging moments. They will notice how much they can rely on each other, and I think this will create and establish very big loyalty and care for each other in such a way that it will continue pushing them to become the best version of themselves. And I say themselves because I'm seeing this number 22 as two people that are either very similar, or there's things that they both have to learn in very similar fields. So they will walk together along the same path and grow together. Because number 22, when you add it, it adds up to 4, and that is a number of stability, being grounded, having a strong foundation, that kind of thing. So that's why I do feel that it is in their path to go through very big hardships, like circumstantial hardships, in order to grow as people. So that could explain why Haechan had all of these Major Arcana cards. Because Major Arcana cards are supposed to symbolize like checkpoints or things, or very big chapters or moments in our life where we have to go through so our spirit and our soul grows. But let's go into the next question and figure out what will be the reaction of the public or of the fans when the news comes out of Haechan getting married. So 4 cards came out. We have the Hermit reverse. Okay. We have the 9 of Cups reverse. We have the King of Wands again, upright, and then we have the 5 of Cups. So the thing that I find kind of funny is like when I saw the Hermit reverse, I thought of people like accounts or maybe people that don't usually speak up will say something this time. This feels a bit more normal to what I feel fans usually will react. You know, with Jeno, that one, it seemed a little bit like off the grid. Not anything bad, as much as it's like it's just not normal. It's not common in these readings for the fans to be okay. So with Haechan, the Hermit reverse, it shows that people will come out of hiding or will come out of isolation to speak up or to say something. And the thing that they're going to usually talk about with this 9 of Cups reverse is how their dreams have been shattered, how disappointed they are, how sad they are, how, you know, the usual, like, just fans being like, I cannot support him anymore because it's not because he's getting married, or, oh, it's not because he's dating, okay? It's just I just can't do it. You know how fans are, right? You know how some fan sites get. You know how they are. So Because the Hermit upright talks about someone that goes into self-isolation in order to go through this journey of self-growth and self-discovery. But with Evan reverse, I do feel that it talks about someone that's going out of that self-isolation period, or it could be talking about people needing to do some shadow work and like cleansing themselves and working on themselves. You know, maturing and growing wiser each day is like some people may need to do that. Now, let's talk about the Nine of Cups. So upright, the Nine of Cups talks about a dream come true, emotional fulfillment. It talks about someone that feels very satisfied with life because they've achieved something in their life, something they've always wanted. Now, with it in reverse, we could be talking about someone whose their dreams have been shattered, who are not fulfilled, or there's something that they're still lacking in life, or they have abused or have indulged too much on things in life that have brought them nothing good. It's like someone that is like just doing too much of something. So with this card being reversed, I do feel that many of his fans just had some erroneous idea about him or about the role that they have as fans. So yeah, I'm just saying they're delusional. That they will become very disappointed. And I'm saying that because the Nine of Cups is right here. And I do feel that the response or people's reactions of this will be so strong that I do feel Haechan might talk about it. Like he will speak up or voice his opinion or say something to these people in public. And I'm saying that because of the King of Wands. And I feel the King of Wands represents him because we got it earlier in the question that is supposed to answer what type of husband he will be. So this King of Wands is actually Aries energy. Usually the King of Wands is Aries energy. It's up in that deck because all the males and females have been flipped. So the Queen of Wands will be, the hierarchy will be Queen, Kings, Princesses, and then Prince. In the court cards at least. Well, regardless, let me put that to the side. Let's get to the juicy stuff. So the King of Wands. This shows that Haechan will probably speak up. He will, like, again, remember how I mentioned earlier that he has to work on his hot temperament because he when he gets angry, he just says exactly what he feels, the way that he sees it, and he can get into trouble because of some of the shit that he says. So with this card right here, with this King of Wands, it kind of shows that even if he is in a very, if he's in a good place, in a good situation, and even if he has reached the maturity to know that he needs to hold back before speaking, that doesn't mean that he will erase his nature of just speaking up, if that makes sense. If anything, he will just calm down enough to get his thoughts together and not be too impulsive on this action. There's this sense of like he would just speak up and say, okay, let me address the situation. This is what I believe. And I believe this is how you should act. Or he will try to say some words to either appease the situation or just to voice the I do whatever I want to deal with it type of vibe, right? This King of Wands shows that he will still be impulsive. Of course, he's going to be a bit angry with some of his responses, but at least he will have enough of a responsibility to think before he speaks. I do feel that he will have given enough time for fans to take out their initial reactions before he speaks up and says what he believes in and what his thoughts are on the whole situation. So I do feel that he will say something. Now with the Five of Cups, I do feel that after Haechan like speaks up, you know, fans have already been saying like how they feel and they don't feel that good about this, and then Haechan speaks up and kind of tells them off. So this Five of Cups, I do feel, will show that many people will see this news in a very bad light or be very pessimistic about it, especially because they were told off. So there's this sense of like that the fans are not gonna take it that well. Like when the news comes out, people are not gonna take it too well. I don't think he's gonna marry someone bad, or I don't think the timing of this news is going to be too bad either. There is this sense that any disappointment that people have on this news is because of whatever expectations they had on their own, or whatever relationship they thought they had with Haechan that will create some sort of disappointment or some sort of disillusionment. So it seems like that's just a reaction here. But yeah, that is it for Haechan. I hope you guys liked his reading, and I will go on to the last person of this video. So now let's finish off this video with the last person, which is Jaemin, and figure out, has he been thinking about marriage? Oh, we have the Hangman. That's crazy. We literally just got this card. So is Jaemin thinking about marriage right now? We have the Hangman reversed, the Wheel of Fortune. Wait, we have the Hangman. We have the Wheel of Fortune. They're both upright. I said reverse by accident. We have the Devil reverse, and then we have the King of Pentacles reverse. I wanted to say the Knight of Pentacles. So is he thinking about marriage? I think he is, actually. Oh, okay, because I saw the Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune, and I was like, he's thinking about marriage, and it's a big deal for him. But then I think I got too ahead of myself, because then these two cards came reversed. So the answer is technically maybe. We have 2 upright, 2 reverse, so that's yes, yes, no, no. So is he thinking about marriage? I think he is, but he's not too focused on it quite yet. And one of the reasons why is because there's 2 reasons actually. One, the Wheel of Fortune tells me that he's just waiting for the right timing. Like, if he thought about marriage, he was like, it will happen when it has to happen. So he's in no rush to get married, and he's not like prioritizing it or anything. The other thing is, with the King of Pentacles reverse, he doesn't feel like he's in a stable place to get married. Like, he hasn't reached the point in his life where he feels like he has a set career, set money, or like he doesn't feel like he's grounded or stable enough to get married. So that could be the reasons why he's not really pursuing it, and he's not really thinking too heavily on it. Like, he's not putting himself the pressure of getting married, and I don't think he necessarily looks forward to it as much as he just thinks it will naturally happen in his life. Now let's talk about some of the cards here. The Hangman is Neptune energy, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, the Devil is Capricorn energy, and the King of Pentacles is also Capricorn energy. So if anything, with all the Capricorn energy that we have right here, it kind of shows that, I want to say Capri Sun for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, so this kind of shows that he may have planned things out in his life, like, in this many years I want to accomplish this, or like he has very big goals, like, I want to do this in life, I want to do this other thing, and he doesn't mind how long it takes him to achieve those goals in his life. This, like, he has his milestone, like his life goals very well established. He knows what they are, and he knows that he desires them. However, he doesn't put pressure in accomplishing those goals quite yet. So if marriage is one of his milestones, he has it like very present in his life that he wants it, or that he will get to that eventually. Like, that's just part of living. That's just part of how he wants things to, that's how he mapped his life to be. However, he's not putting himself the pressure to accomplish those goals quite yet. I think he set himself like a year, like, by this year I want to get married, and he hasn't reached that year, or like he is nowhere close to those years that he said he will want that goal to be established or completed, and because of that he's in no pressure. So let's say if he was like, I want to get married when I'm 30, well, he's nowhere close to being 30 right now, so he's in no pressure to get married. Now the Hangman reverse tells me that right now he's still trying to explore his options. He's still trying to figure out what he wants to do in his life. He's still learning and experiencing it. And one of the reasons why he has this mentality is because he feels like there's still so much more he has to do in his life to grow and become the person that he wants to become. Because this King of Pentacles reverse tells me that he aims to be a King of Pentacles. So someone that's mature, someone that's established, someone with a good reputation, someone that is doing well in their career. Maybe someone that is like at the top of their career. So someone that is like, someone that means business. Yeah, but with him in reverse, I do feel that he feels like he lacks many of these things, many of these traits that usually describe a King of Pentacles. So I do feel that because of that, he feels he still has a lot to learn and a lot more growth waiting for him. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, it feels like there's still a lot of goals or a lot of blessings that the universe wants to give Jaemin, and because of that, he feels like he should pursue those things before he gets married. Like, there's stuff that he has to experience on his own before he's ready to take that type of step. So I'm telling you, it feels like he has thought about marriage, but that's not his priority right now because he's still focusing on himself. And the Wheel of Fortune tells me that there's still a lot of things, a lot of like divine timing, fate, or a lot of things that destiny has in store for him. And because of that, he might marry later on in life. There's also this sense of like he has to take advantage of this momentum that he has gained. And I don't think marriage will hinder that momentum as much as like in this cycle of his life, he should focus on one thing. And that one thing is himself. Now the Devil reverse tells me that he's breaking free, and this could be the reason why he needs to focus on himself. He's like breaking free from all the patterns. He's breaking free from negativity and toxicity in his life. He's breaking free from an environment that he felt was holding him back. And for whatever reason, I'm saying that and I'm thinking of his individual prediction in the group readings for this year, for this 2024. I don't know what card he got there or what I said there that makes me think it's connected to this devil reverse, because the devil is supposed to represent someone that feels trapped and they're under the illusion that they can't do something. They're blinded by what I say, society. To me, the devil has always represented society. Not because I have anything against the world or anything, but more because I feel that outside expectations can highly influence how we think we should live our life and what expectations we should set for ourselves, or the process that we should follow through to accomplish a certain goal. And I think that if people don't have like a healthy way of understanding the difference between the group mentality and their individual mentality, it can really affect them to just do their own thing and live their own life. So that's why to me the devil being reversed kind of shows that right now Jaemin is just thinking for himself, doing his own thing and breaking free. And because of that, he needs to focus on him right now. And he doesn't really have the mental capacity or the mental space to share his energy and his thoughts with somebody else. And if that's the case, he's probably not really even thinking about marriage. Because again, he's trying to focus on becoming someone he can be proud of and be in a stage where he feels comfortable and stable. Now let's go into the second part and figure out what type of partner does Jaemin want versus the type of partner he needs. So what he wants is a whale. And what type of partner does he need? A spider. Okay. So with the whale, we have the water element. He wants someone that is emotional, someone that is intuitive, and to me, whales represent someone. Will describe someone that I read what the whale meant for someone not so long ago. I just kind of forgot. But to me, the whale, as a symbol, represents the energy of something that you can feel miles away. Like if it's a change, you feel the preparation stages before you actually encounter this change into your life. To me, the whale represents almost like a forthcoming, a warning, something along those lines. But when it's supposed to describe a person, it's supposed to describe a person that has very big potential. I'm getting a storyteller. I'm getting someone that has great, like life has great plans for them. So I think Jaemin wants someone that has a lot of potential and wants someone that slow and steady. I'm getting also someone that like fills up the room, so someone that their presence people can feel it. So maybe someone that has authority or someone that people just respect by walking into a room, or people just notice them when they walk into a room. Now the elements, the chakras that we have here, we have a blue and like yellow color with a bit of green. So this tells me that we have the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the solar plexus. He wants someone that is very honest, someone that is truthful, someone that is able to speak with compassion, and someone that is very kind, someone that can speak up for themselves and stand up and protect themselves and take care of themselves. And with the solar plexus, there's this sense of someone that is optimistic, confident, and someone that's very creative. And I'm getting intuitive, someone that's very, very intuitive. And also, what I'm getting with like the type of whale that we have right here, he wants someone that can handle being on their own, someone that is not afraid of being on their own. But what he needs, so the spider, we have an earth element. So rather than someone that is super emotional, he needs someone that is a bit more grounded and stable, but still quite low key, quite introverted, because we have two feminine energies of sorts. In astrology, water and earth are feminine energy, and air and fire are masculine energy. And the difference between these two energies is just how they execute their lifestyle. So, masculine energy is a go getter, very proactive, they chase after what they want. And feminine energy is a bit more introverted, it's a bit more low key, and they attract what they want in life. They don't chase after it, they just wait for the right moment for it to enter their life. They look at their options. So, this tells me that he needs and what he wants is still someone that attracts their dreams into their life, someone that just has the ability to say these are my options and this is what I'm taking. So someone that's very observant. But with the spider card, it tells me that he needs someone with very good connections, so someone that is able to have established relationships with people, and I'm getting that can benefit his career, because I'm thinking of someone that is very good at networking. Also, with the spider, it tells me that he needs someone that is very well balanced and someone that can adapt to their environment very easily and very quickly. So, if they are in a business environment, this person has their business mentality on. If they're with family, then they're able to relax and not think about work. If they are with friends, they're able to have a beautiful time, not think about work, and not worry about family, that kind of thing. So, someone that is able to compartmentalize very well. I'm so happy I was able to say that word on the first try. I always struggle. I love the word, I just always struggle to say it. So someone that is able to say this is this and this is that. And he also needs someone that is very stable and grounded. But one of the things about the spider, I see it as networking, but the other thing that I'm getting is someone that is slowly but surely achieving their dreams. Someone that sets intentions and works towards accomplishing those intentions. There's also like this feeling of someone that tells the universe, this is what I want, these are my goals, but then they slowly still work towards those goals. And it's like this idea of like someone that is, he needs someone that knows how to work with destiny, someone that knows how to manifest, someone that knows how to, go after their dreams but not feel this desperation of chasing after them in frustration, if that makes sense. It's like having this balance between knowing how much it's within their power to accomplish their dreams and then how much they should just trust that things will work out for them. That kind of vibe is what I'm getting. Now let's go on to the next part of this question and figure out what type, if Jaemin were to get married, what type of spouse will he end up getting? So we have the Three of Pentacles, so someone that is a team player. We have, if I can pick up the card, we have the Hermit. And we have two more cards, the Knight of Pentacles reverse and the Hangman reverse. So the colors that we have right here are very pretty because it makes me think of someone that is quite balanced. He's going to end up with someone that is a team player. The Three of Pentacles talks about teamwork and group work. It talks about a project where experts come together to complete it. So there's this sense that this person is a master at a certain craft, or they have a skill that they have developed very, very well. And because of that, a lot of people want to work with them. And this person is very well known in their field. Either they're very well known because of the legacy or the trajectory that they have, or they will be very well known because of how skilled they are in the potential that they have in the field that they're in. Also, with the Three of Pentacles, I do feel that this person is someone that is very pleasant to be around. Like, this person gets their work done, this person knows what they're doing and what they're talking about, and they also know when to take a step back and allow others to do their thing. So this person knows how to work in a team. Now, with a Hermit, this tells me that this person is someone that kind of prefers to be on their own. This person does a lot of shadow work and does work on themselves constantly. They reflect a lot. And I think this is one of the reasons why they're very good at teamwork. They're very good at noticing their shortcomings. They're very, very good at acknowledging what they need to work on. And being able to reflect and analyze things has definitely helped them to become a better person as well. So the Hermit kind of tells me that this person, when they're on their own, they do a lot of shadow work and a lot of self-reflection that has allowed them to improve as individuals. And this also kind of shows that this person is not afraid of looking at the darker side of themselves, or looking at the side of themselves that many others would have been afraid of looking in, trying to figure out. So their weaknesses, their fears, their doubts. Other people may like shy away from that side of themselves, but this person is not afraid of looking at them and acknowledging them in order to work through with them in such a way that it doesn't slow them down or hold them back, but instead just seeing it as a part of themselves. The Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy, as well as the Hermit. They're both Virgo energy. So this tells me that this person is very disciplined. This person creates a routine and they follow it. This person is very cautious, is very careful, very analytical. But this person is prone to overthinking. With this Knight of Pentacles, if they don't do something, it's because they've been planning constantly and they've been thinking about something over and over and over, to the point that they're not taking action, they're not doing anything. And I do feel that this person can get overwhelmed quite easily with their own mind and their own thoughts, and that's because they have a lot going on in their head. They're thinking how they're going to do things to the smallest details, and they're also thinking of their plans, and all of those things kind of just jumbled up. So this person could be someone that has a routine that they follow to the smallest detail. And even though that helps them stay organized and that helps them be very disciplined, sometimes it can get in the way of them having the wiggle room or the flexibility needed to, I don't know. I think if anything, this person needs to plan for the unexpected, if that makes sense. It's like leave enough wiggle room in their agenda to allow for the unexpected to happen. If not, I think they get very frustrated and very flustered when things don't go their way. Not because this person is stuck in their ways, as much as this person is so busy, or they do so many things at once that they don't really have the time or space for mess ups. So yeah. Now the last card that we have right here is a Hangman reverse. So this kind of tells me that this person is someone that, even though they're very good at working with other people and allowing other people to take charge, this person struggles to try new things in life. I think this person finds it very difficult to I don't think this person's a risk taker. I think this person is very cautious and they plan things out. They don't like the unexpected. They don't really like change, or they might be okay with change and they might be very good at adjusting with it, but they have to plan things out. So this person is not very spontaneous. This person is someone that everything that they do, they've thought about very carefully. Like every word that they said, I'm not saying that this person is not honest, as much as I'm saying that this person is just very cautious and very careful. So yeah, this person is not wild and this person is not spontaneous at all. They need to plan things out. Like if this person may do something unexpectedly to the view of other people, it's because this person has wanted to do that one thing for a very long time. It's just that at that moment, it was either the right moment, or at that moment they felt the most confident in trying it out. So again, this person is not like super spontaneous like a fire sign would. This person is super earthy, very grounded. Okay, now let's go on to the third question and figure out what type of spouse Jaemin will be like. So we have the Six of Swords reverse. We have the Nine of Wands reverse. Literally 3 out of the 4 got this card. And we have the Princess of Cups reverse and the Ace of Cups upright. So the Six of Swords reverse kind of says that Jaemin is one that finds it very difficult to walk away from problems. And usually upright, this Six of Swords talks about someone that is walking away from a situation that is very stressful. And since it's swords energy, it could be an argument, a disagreement, or it could be overthinking of sorts. And with it in reverse, it kind of just shows that Jaemin is the type of person that whenever there's an issue, he doesn't mind confronting it. He doesn't mind like walking into conflict to solve it. However, he is prone to overthinking those situations, like what went wrong, could I have done a better job at solving this issue. So he finds it very difficult to walk away from things that do not serve him, and he finds it very difficult to forget things that he has already completed, in a sense of like, again, if he confronts someone about an issue, it does linger in his mind the possible outcomes that the situation could have gone into. So he will be the type of husband that if there's an issue that has to be talked about, he will address it. However, I do feel that it might make him a bit uncomfortable, or he, even if the problem has already been solved, in his head he's still playing the different scenarios that could have happened, I mean. So the Nine of Wands reverse kind of shows that Jaemin will be the type of person that is not afraid of showing his vulnerable side. He's not afraid of showing what he feels, what he thinks, and because of that, he doesn't mind being confrontational. If there's an argument, if there's an issue, he addresses it. He is the one that will kind of take that step and be like, let's talk about this, right? So I do feel that this Nine of Wands reverse kind of shows that even if he has gone through similar pains, he prefers to get rid of the issue from the root in such a way that he will just want to address the situation right away. Okay, so with the Princess of Cups, this is Pisces energy, and it's the equivalent to the Knight of Cups. So this kind of shows that with it in reverse, that Jaemin is not that romantic. Okay, I'm getting two things. Either he's not the one that initiates romance, or he finds it very difficult to be romantic with people. So maybe he doesn't really like to initiate relationships in a romantic nature. He doesn't really like to start them. If anything, I think he may not feel like he's super creative, or I'm getting this feeling that he's not the most romantic person, but he is quite practical, maybe a bit traditional. And with this, there's a sense of like, he doesn't feel like he's creative enough with his romantic gestures. Or he finds it that it's very difficult for him to get into that part of himself that can genuinely express his heart and profess his love for whoever he's with or whoever he wants to go after. I think he finds it very, like, even though he desires to be romantic, I think he has to put a lot of time and effort into reaching that part of himself, because I don't think he finds it difficult to like express who he is or his thoughts, as much as like when he really, really means it, it carries so much weight for him that he does struggle a little bit to express it. So if he was just like, if he was not too serious, or if he was joking around with friends, then he doesn't have an issue. But when it comes to someone that he really cares about and he really wants into his life, then that's when he kind of stumbles a little bit, and he kind of holds back and hesitates. However, with the Ace of Cups here, it tells me that he is very loving, he's very caring, he's very nurturing, and he can be extremely romantic. It just will take him a while to reach that point. But I do feel that when he gets married, since, he picked this person, the moment he trusts this person, that's when he will feel comfortable with sharing how he feels, sharing his heart. He will not be as confrontational in a way where it's like, oh, let's solve the issue now. But it's going to be like, oh, we should talk through these things, right? There's this sense of like, he will be rough around the edges at first, but then when he trusts this person, he will be able to like soften up a little bit and being a bit more caring towards whoever he's with. If anything, with this Knight of Cups reversed, it could also show that he kind of guides himself by his emotions a little bit too much, in a way that can make him be a little bit, not necessarily moody, but along those lines of like his emotions fluctuate very easily. I think it will take him a while to find the stability necessary to be able to express his emotions in a healthy way. I don't think he necessarily gets extremely angry, but as much as he's like, it, he may act a bit impulsively sometimes and say things from his heart, and he does mean it, but I do feel that he may rush into conclusions so easily that it could create misunderstandings. So I do feel that with time, with this Ace of Cups, when he trusts someone, he will be able to calm down enough to think of the situation before taking action, and not like jump the gun and be like, okay, let's solve this issue, when maybe there wouldn't be an issue if he calmed down enough and thought about the situation first. So I do feel that as a partner, he will grow to become mature. He will be very good at confrontations, but he will be less aggressive with time, or he will be more understanding with time. And there's also this sense where he is very good at reflecting on his actions. If anything, it may lead to overthinking. But now let's go on to the fourth question and figure out what type of married life will Jaemin have. The first card that came out is Air. The song that I just got in my head was the opening of Air, which is Tori no Yuta. So, a song's bird. I don't really know what this. Oh, never mind. Give me a second. So what type of married life would Jaemin have? And we have New Moon in Pisces with meditate and contemplate. So I think I shouldn't be surprised that the more Pisces energy came out. But if I remember correctly, Tori no Yuta is supposed to be about like this girl that I'm saying this girl, but it's supposed to be about someone that realized that they had forgotten how to dream again, and because of that, this bird song is supposed to be about someone that is daring to dream once again. Like that's kind of like the gist of what the song's about, right? So this makes me think that the type of married life that Jaemin will have will be very similar to one of the things that he's already encountering as an individual, is this whole idea of living freely, living in harmony, in balance. Air energy is very... I want to continue saying this word. I wanted to say it since we got to the the Princess of Cups. And it's this whole idea of fluctuate. This idea of like, it's very, the wind is very fleeting. It just flows. It soars high. There's this sense of being able to fly free, but also this idea of moving directions very quickly. So going with the flow in a way. So I do feel that Jaemin's married life will be one where he will feel free. He will feel independent and as an individual. He will be in balance, so he will feel harmony. The type of stability that he will get will not necessarily be earthy as much as he will be the ability to think freely, the ability to dream big. And with the new moon in Pisces, it's a new beginning. With a new moon, it's a new beginning. And with Pisces energy, there's this sense of like being able to dream again, being able to relax, being able to adjust to any situation, so being more flexible. And Pisces is a water sign, so that makes me think that when Jaemin gets married, he will change in such a way where he will feel like he can do anything once again. That there's a sense of like not being afraid to daydream, not being afraid to just enjoy life. There's this sense of not being afraid of just feeling good about life or just enjoying life. Also, what I'm getting with this Pisces energy, I'm thinking of like yin and yang. So there's this sense of like when Jaemin gets married, he will find this balance within himself where he will be able to just feel complete, feel stable. There is also this sense of having, having a balance between his creative mind and his work. I'm not saying that they can't work together, because they can, but what I'm saying is like this sense of like allowing himself to work hard in his career, but also then having this balance of having time for himself and allowing his creativity to flow through. Again, being able to daydream again, being able to imagine, being able to do things that he finds enjoyable instead of just surviving if every day. Like it's kind of like working hard in his career, and then when he has free time is trying to like recuperate and like re-energize himself and charge up for the next job. It's like now when he has the time off, he will be able to just do something that he enjoys and not be worried about the next project, the next thing that he has to do in his career. That kind of vibe. Like he will be able to just relax. I'm getting the sense that he will create a home space with whoever he's with that will feel free, lighthearted, and filled with hope. That kind of vibe. But to wrap up this reading, let's go on to the last question and figure out how will the public react to the news of Jaemin getting married. So the first card we have is the Ten of Swords reverse. We have the Lovers. I don't know if I should take it sideways or not, but we have the Lovers. And two cards fell. We have the Devil upright and the Two of Cups reverse. I am conflicted. I don't really know if this is a good reaction or a bad reaction. Well, good and bad, it's a very simple way of putting things. I do feel that people are going to feel a bit of like complicated mixed emotions here. Let's see. So the Ten of Swords. To me, the Ten of Swords may talk about betrayal because of a certain deck. Not this one, but a different deck. It kind of does feel like betrayal. But the Ten of Swords upright usually talks about someone that is under so much emotional anguish because they've been overthinking something. They're anxious. They're being so overwhelmed with their own thoughts that it has kind of reached this point that it has physically affected them. So either there's not enough sleep, they're not eating well, they're so stressed that they can't think clearly anymore. However, one of the good things about the Ten of Swords though is like it could symbolize someone that it's about like things are about to end. Like there's like it's like supposed to represent like the darkest time of day is right before the light comes up, right? It's like this whole idea of at first people will react like it's the worst thing in the world, but there's still hope that things are gonna get better. There's hope that it will not be that bad. So this is where the views get a bit split, because we have the Lovers and then we have the Devil, which funnily enough in the drawings that I guess the traditional, the conventional, the normal drawings for tarot, I guess the Rider-Waite tarot, usually they will show the Lovers, and in the Devil, the two people that the Devil has chained up is the Lovers. So there is this sense of like, I think people's reactions are not going to be too bad, but I think people are going to be quite worried or quite concerned. And the reason being is that with the Lovers, there's the sense that people will think, things are good. I think he looks forward to it. Jaemin will be pretty happy or pretty content. There's this sense of freedom. But I do feel that depending who he ends up with will be the type of freedom that he will be encouraged in having. So the best way I can explain it is like if he's with someone that is like wild and free, I think people might be worried what type of influence this person will have on him, or if this person is someone that fights hard for their own ideas and their own mentality to go through, but they're still quite stable and people do find their company enjoyable, then I think people might be a bit more relaxed that this person will encourage Jaemin to do what he wants to do in a way that is not self destructive or problematic. So with the lovers, I do feel that people will see that he's happy about this and he wants this. So in that case, it will bring a sense of, a peace of mind for these people. However, I do feel that they will still worry somehow. And with the devil, so here we have Gemini and Capricorn energy, by the way, in case that's significant. And with the devil, there is a sense, again, we talked about the devil earlier, which is society. So I do feel that external influences will affect the view that the public will have on this relationship. Now, I don't know if other people's expectations will like be piled up here. Like, okay, the best way I can describe this is like I don't know if the public will not like when the news comes out or if the public will be worried about the people that will not be okay with this. Since that is the expectations, that is the normal thing that people do. Do you get what I mean? Because I mentioned the devil represents to me society. It represents how people blind themselves because of outside expectations and outside conventions. Is like other people do this, other people think this, other people usually react this way, and I think that could influence or skew the view of people's individuality and their own way of reacting towards this. So I wonder if what we're getting here is actually people that, yeah, maybe people won't take it too well at first, but then people are going to be like, but this connection doesn't seem that bad. And then they will reach this point where they're like, well, if that's the case, I hope that people's reactions doesn't get in the way of this relationship. Something along those lines. Like, it seems like we're just going in a line of like, this happens and this and this and this and that. It's like telling a story. But with the lovers being like, it came sideways, and to me a card that comes sideways automatically talks about some sort of blockage. So I do wonder if there might, if the way that people react could create a bit of wedge between Jaemin and whoever he's with. Like, I don't know how bad or how big of a reaction people had or how much pressure they will be put under, that it will create a bit of an issue between them. I think they will be able to overcome it, but it will affect them greatly. Mm-hmm. Like, outside expectations are gonna weight this relationship down, and people are going to notice. Mm-hmm. The Two of Cups talks about the union of two people of souls. There's a sense of people that are offering their heart to each other, of like they're being vulnerable and saying, this is what I have to offer. And there's a sense of like an exchange of vows that I'm getting. And with it in reverse, I do feel that it will be very challenging for Jamie's relationship to take off, or for this marriage to go through, because of the surrounding energy or the external conflict that is like seeping into the relationship. I don't know if the reaction is very bad or the external expectations begin to pressure Jaemin and whoever he's with to the point that it can be very overwhelming. Like, how should I put it? I feel that there's going to be a lot of issues in the relationship because of external views or expectations. However, I don't really feel that the public will have too much of a say on this. Like, if anything, I guess the best way I can explain this is like the people's reaction will not really affect the relationship, but I do feel that, for example, family expectations or the cultural expectations will affect the relationship way more, if that makes sense. So that's why I feel like this mixed reactions, because when I ask this question, I'm asking about fans, I'm asking about people online. What will they say? What will they think, right? That's usually my focus. However, these cards didn't feel too bad for me, but at the same time, they do if you think about it. And that's why I'm like, I do feel that the external issues is not gonna come from fans' point of view. Like, yeah, I don't think everyone's gonna be happy when this news comes out, but I don't think many will make a big deal out of this. If anything, I do feel that maybe family, friends, co-workers, or stuff along those lines will create a bit more pressure on Jaemin and whoever he's gonna get married with, rather than fans or the general public, if that makes sense. That's why these cards still feel bad, even though since my focus is something else, it feels like it's not coming from there. I hope that makes sense. But yeah. Phew. So that has been all for people for this part of the NCT Spouses series. We're almost done. I need like one more part to complete the people that were in NCT when I started this, which has been a while. And I mean, that's usually how it happens with NCT. Since there's so many members, it takes me a while to finish them. But yeah, there's no pressure. No pressure. Anyway, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched through all of this, like even if you like had to take breaks in between and stuff, I'm still very grateful that you reached this point, because whoosh, it is quite a lot to take in. And if you were just here like, oh, let me just watch Jaemin, well, you get the additional. This is the end of the video talk. So thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown my channel. I hope that you're liking this series so far, and feel free to check out the other NCT videos that I have done, because I have done a lot. Since there's so many, when I'm like, okay, let's do the individual readings, it took me over a year to complete. When I was like, okay, let's do the boyfriend girlfriend readings to figure out like what type of boyfriend each NCT member will be, I'm still not done. I still need like 2 more people. But I've been working on it for a while. So yeah, I will leave this here. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned from this, or at least found it entertaining. And I'll see you in the next one. Whatever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And bye.